He gave me everything I wanted. He had all the money. He was a very gentleman. He worked very hard. I worked very hard. My kids are grown. It wasn't like he was raising my kids.
So what's the issue?
The connection was not there.
How much was he bringing in per year?
A year?
Yeah. Roughly.
It was $2 million a year.
Okay.
So he was making like probably $150K a month, probably.
A little bit more. He don't drink. He don't smoke. He worked really hard. It was no problem about, my phone, his phone, cheating. It was none of that. It was just the connection was not there.
At what point is enough enough? Because you left a guy that was pretty much like taking care of you pretty much. And let's just say he wasn't the best guy possible for fun. He still was there for you, but you married him.
Yeah, of course I did.
But you kind of gave up a good guy because you weren't happy.
Exactly.
Understandably, I get your point of view. But then I question, who's going to do that for you next?
Honk, babe, honk!
What the f*** is he
He's
doing?
sleeping, babe! Stop! He probably fell asleep or something.
What?
He's not paying attention. Stop honking him. You're causing trouble, honey. He probably just didn't think. He even crashed himself. We didn't do anything to him.
I know, I'm not saying we did.
Right when you know you're gonna hit someone, honey, you have to honk.
Well, I wasn't gonna hit him. I was
but
in his face.
Hey, it's okay if you didn't finish college. That's fine.
Do you think I didn't finish college?
I mean, that's the vibe I'm getting right now. I don't know.
Where do you go to school?
Here at OU.
What's your degree?
Arts.
Art?
Yeah.
Which one?
Studio.
Studio? You want to know some funny thing?
What is the funny thing?
I actually started school at the University of Oklahoma
I bet you did.
as an art student.
Oh, I bet you did.
Studio. I did about a year and a half of studio art. Then I took some philosophy classes. Then I get my undergraduate degree in philosophy with a minor in history of science
And you did all that and you still chose to be out here doing
and
this.
philosophy. And then, crazy enough, because I had gotten really into the history of science, I stayed at the University of Oklahoma and I got a master's degree in the history of science.
Good for you.
And the entire time, I was a funded student, teaching, no less. Whenever I was, what's the name of the biggest scholarship that you can get as an incoming studio art student?
I don't even know. I was an incoming biology student and I went to that class and I said, this sounds lame.
Yeah.
So I chose the art degree.
So I had the Selma Nafee scholarship entering the studio art
Okay,
program.
wait, hold on. Sorry. I gotta look for gold stars really
Yeah.
quick. I don't know if I have any gold stars.
See, the thing
I'm
is
sorry.
you brought it up and you said, because I was an advocate of extending the laws against equality to all people, that I must not have gone to school. And I started to tell you that I went to the school longer than you have and longer than you will.
You got a degree, and that's really, really awesome for you.
Not a degree.
Personally, I don't give that much of a
Multiple degrees.
awesome.
Not what I base my argument on, but that is how I refute your assertion and accusation that I'm clearly uneducated.
Okay.
And this is what men have to deal with. Just go back inside, man. Nobody wants to be bothered with your foolishness. That's what I'm saying. They think because they enroll in art, no less. They think that because they enrolled in college, then automatically they're better than men. This is why when I keep on hearing, oh, well, we're more educated. We have more degrees. This is what you're getting. This is what our money's like. This is what the money's going to. This is what the degrees are going to. Stupidity.
One thing that I've learned about like men and like the things that they say is that like when men say that like they don't want to be in a relationship, it just means that they don't want to be in a relationship with you. And like I hate that so much because I have had so many guys say that to me and then go and like date some girl, and like literally that is like the shittiest feeling in the world when someone just basically lies to you and goes and just does the thing that they said that they didn't want to do, and it makes you feel like shit. It makes you feel that like you're not worthy of anyone And like, this is what I've been going through like for like so long with my dating life, and that shit hurts because it feels like I'm always the fucking hookup girl. I'm always the hookup girl. I'm always the girl that they're with before they find their fucking girl. Literally without a fucking, like, I don't know if I'm choosing the wrong guys. I don't know if there's something about me that like screams like, don't date this girl. But that shit just, that is one of the worst feelings, I think, when it comes to dating and just trying to find someone, is just the fact that like people aren't gonna choose you, and people aren't gonna be honest about it, you know? Like, just say that you don't want to date me. Just say that you don't like me enough to date me. Like, don't say that you don't want a relationship, because that hurts, and that's like up. So if you do that, like, you
guys, I'm so fucking annoyed. I'm so fucking annoyed. It's so annoying being a girl in this world. It literally makes me hate being a girl, and it's so annoying. I've never felt comfortable to stretch, like, at the gym. I come from, like, I did gymnastics. I'm flexible. I like to stretch. It's really important to me to stretch. And so for so long, I will go home and stretch. But then obviously my 10-15 minute ride home, my body's not as warm, whatever. Like, I was like, let me try stretching at the gym again. And so I was just stretching at the gym, and that, like, guys are just so gross. I'm literally just trying to work out and stretch my body. But guys have to be so fucking gross. And it's like, it literally makes me hate being a girl in this world. And it's so annoying because I love being a girl. I love cutesy stuff. I love being a girl, but men are making me hate being a girl. And I swear to God, like, I went through this whole phase where I tried my best to look unattractive, so I will not attract any male attention. I'm literally just a girl, literally just trying to exist, literally just trying to live my life, literally just trying to live my best life, but men have to be so gross, and I'm so over it. We need women's gyms. Like, we need women's gyms. It's so disgusting. It's up. And I know I'm literally over here crying, but it's just so frustrating that, like, women are just so unsafe in this world, and like, that's a whole nother topic, but it's just, being a woman in this world is literally hell, and no man will ever understand. An attractive woman at that. Like, you don't even have to be cute. Even when I didn't look cute, even when I was trying to look unattractive, of course men are still men, and of course, like, oh my God, it's so annoying. And I swear to God, I'm going to make women's gyms a thing, and like, I got you, girl, because I know I'm not the only girl that feels this way or that goes through this. Like it's such a common experience, and it shouldn't be, and it's so frustrating because literally we're just trying to go to the gym and work on us and work on our body and work on us, be the best version of us, but of course men have to go and fit up and be disgusting fucking motherfuckers.
So she posted this video about a day ago, but you're going to want to check this next one out. So it says here, to the people that get anxious in the gym, I walk around singing, making this face, and dancing. Don't worry, girl. No one's actually watching you or concerned with what you're doing. A guy in the comments said, wait, I just saw a post that you do care. She said, I care about creeps, duh, not random people. You trying to be smart, Gary? Gary's just trying to figure out what the heck you're talking about, because y'all sit up here, get on this app and talk about how men are creepy, and then you'll go out and talk about and do stuff like this and say, oh, I ain't worried about it. Ain't nobody watching me. You're right. You're right. And she posted this 4 days ago. They're doing this for clout. They're doing all of this for attention. They don't care. They don't care whether a man gets in trouble or not. They don't care if they have to take a man down to do it. If they have to put a man out or make a man the villain, they don't care nothing about that, as long as they get those followers up.
All right, I'm gonna say it. Some of y'all aren't gonna like it, but it doesn't make it any less true. Some of y'all think it's cute to show you still got it or be flirtatious right in front of your man. Even on the spoiler alert, it's not cute. It's embarrassing for you and for him. You wouldn't want him hyping up other women right in front of you, so why is it okay that you do it? Here's the part that's going to get some people. It's not confidence. It's insecurity, dressed up as attention seeking. Real confidence is knowing that you're wanted without needing that attention or internet or public reminders. Now, if you respect your man, you protect his dignity, just as you want him to protect yours in public. Confidence builds your relationship. Disrespect slowly kills it. All right, now it's y'all's turn. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it's okay to post things, thirst traps on the internet when you're in a relationship? Is it okay to flirt when you're with a partner, even if they're not next to you? What do you guys think?
So this is the last video I'm going to make about like men and women paying the bill, like whatever, because quite honestly, it's just attracting a lot of like incels. But something that I think is really interesting, like I was thinking about this last night. I had a therapist a couple of years ago, and I was talking to her, and I had this really close friend at the time that just was a constant crash out. I mean, I had known her for years, and she'd crash out at work, she'd crash out with men, she'd crash out with her friends. Like her central nervous system was clearly like in fight or flight 24/7. We are not friends anymore actually because of this. It just got to be too much. But when I was kind of getting to the point where I was like, I think I'm at my wit's end with this friend, my therapist, I was like, I don't know why she does the things that she does when it's like so self-sabotaging. And my therapist told me that when people self-destruct, it's usually because they feel like they don't deserve something. So like you see this sometimes in relationships, like people who finally find the guy that they're looking for, guy or girl, like it doesn't matter. You finally find the person you're looking for. They're kind and they're creative or sweet or funny or whatever it is that you're looking for. They're the whole package. But internally, for some reason, there is something telling you that you don't deserve that person. So then you do something so horrible that like this person didn't reject you, they rejected the thing that you did. And you know, you couldn't help it. Like it just had to be. Like it's almost like a security blanket, because if this person just broke up with them or rejected them or whatever, like because of who this person truly was, that would hurt so much more. But if it's because, you know, something small or something like hurtful that they did or like a behavior that they keep doing, like, you know, then it's like, oh well, that's their problem. And I really think that this is where like I do think that there are some people that truly are like, I want to be equal, I want like a woman that's 50-50, I want a man that's 50-50, whatever. Like I think that there are some people that are like that, but I don't think that they're very common. I think that when we look at men that don't pay on dates though, like some of it is monetary, like they just can't afford it. But some guys truly, like, you know, so I was reading some of the comments and some of these guys were commenting like, oh, I'll ask her to get the tip. And it's like, why would you even ask at that point? Like just to see if she would. And it's like, no, but that's weird. That's like so socially uncomfortable that it's like, you know, now this girl's like, this guy has no social etiquette. Like that has nothing to do with whether she's willing to contribute something to the bill. You know what I mean? Like it's already really weird. And like, I almost wonder if these guys that are engaging in these like very strange behaviors, like around paying for the girl and refusing to pay for the girl, it's because they don't want to be rejected. It's all subconscious, because I know that I might get comments that are like, oh, you're full of shit, like that's not why I don't want to pay for a girl. Like totally fine if that's how you feel, but like subconsciously, if you don't pay for a girl, like you know that she's not going to reject you for you. And so then if you don't hear back from this girl, you can blame it on the fact that she's a gold digger and that she just wanted a free meal and she didn't reject you for you. It was because she's just one of those girls.
You guys like to do this thing to where it's always a man's fault, right? A man never ever in any situation has any reason to doubt why a woman is there. No, not ever. I mean, what's so socially awkward and unacceptable about you picking up the tip? Let's think about that for a second. What's so unacceptable about you saying, hey, you know, I appreciate you, you know, planning the date, picking me up or sending an Uber for me or something like that and paying for the meal. Let me show you I appreciate you. Let me get the tip. Just something small, but let me get the tip. You don't think a man would appreciate that? Even if the man says, no, I appreciate it, but I got it. You don't think a man would appreciate the gesture and you really actually wanting to pay for it? You don't think he would appreciate that? But he's got to be a bum or an incel because he says, you know what? I got to see a little bit more effort other than, well, I put on a dress and I put on some makeup and I showed up. I got to see a little bit more effort other than, well, I had good vibes, good energy, and good conversation. I got to see a little bit more than that. You don't think that's fair? You don't think that's justified? He's got to be an incel, right? Come on, guys. Y'all are so full of yourself. Y'all think y'all the main act. Y'all the prize. Y'all think I'm the lead role in my life and in yours. No, you're not. I don't know you. Pay the tip. There's no games. There's no nothing. Instead of that man having to ask you to do that, instead of that man suggesting, how about y'all start taking the initiative like y'all do at work? Well, you know what? I think I can get this done. Don't worry about it. I'll have it done. 6:00 p.m. Monday? I'll have it to you by 7 o'clock tomorrow, Tuesday morning. Don't worry about it. Y'all to take initiative to do that for your job, for work. But y'all won't do that for a man that's supposed to be dealing with y'all. Not just on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. 24/7. Darn near 24/7, this man has to see you and deal with you. Y'all won't do that for him, but y'all do that for somebody that you don't even see every day. Losers.
The comments on my last video are why I'm not dating a man who I'm not attracted to, even at a 3X. And I don't know why that bothers so many men. I had to actually delete some of the comments because they were really getting on my nerves. It was just like, y'all are completely missing the point. And a lot of the men that were commenting are dusty or hiding behind a fake page. And I didn't come on there saying, I deserve to be picked. I can't believe that I'm not picked. I said, I understand that when I was slimmer, I was picked. And now that I'm bigger, I'm not picked as much, especially by the men that I prefer. And when I say the men that I prefer, I'm not just talking about some big, swole Hercules. Like, even the fine, fat men don't even come up to me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that when these men don't approach me, I'm going to stay single. I'm not going to keep giving these dusty men a chance because, look, they don't even treat you better. Like, does your girlfriend know or your wife know that you're on the internet, like, sending out nasty comments to a person all because you feel like you're the person that I'm talking about? And, you know, they were dusty. So, yeah, like, even at a 3X, those men in my comments that were talking down, no, I would not talk to you. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm just not going to talk to you. I'm not. Do you know how long it took me to shower today? To exfoliate and use bar soap and then use body wash and then have to put on lotion and oils and do my hair and do my makeup and do my nails. And look, I'm not finna talk to you. I'm not. Get with it or get lost. Just like I understand that certain men like certain things, you need to understand. A fat woman that takes care of herself like me, we're not going to talk to you. So there's no point of being angry in the comments. Just leave us alone. But yeah, they don't even treat you better. So don't settle. Like, do not settle because they're not going to treat you better at all.
So I think the point that a lot of women miss, especially in this one, is that you guys like to say things about men out of nowhere. Oh, I ain't dating these dusties. Where does that come from? Well, a hit dog gonna holler every time or whatever other nonsense. Just don't make the video. Why make it? You're attracting attention that you don't want. Y'all have a problem with this, seems like, in every facet of your life. Then when a man gets on and comments, it's like, hey, wait a minute. Essentially what they're saying is, you've got things that you need to work on as well. You've got areas of improvement. Then you got to get on and make another video defending yourself. but you wouldn't have had to defend yourself if you wouldn't have said anything silly in the first place.
I believe I just left the gas station and nobody offered to pay for my gas.
Maybe because your knees are clean. I mean, people can afford to pay attention. What made you think they want to pay for your stupid ass gas?
Okay, if you want to know what a man thinks, ask a man. Okay, here's one that's gonna get a lot of people hot. Why does a body count matter to most men when they are looking for someone to date or a wife?
Okay, I'm going to defend all men by saying first that men are wired to want someone who has very little or no experience with other men.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's natural. Even in the animal kingdom, males go out looking for a mate who has not had lots of other mates. Okay. So, and it goes back to having offspring, so that when that man and that woman join and they create children, everybody knows whose children they are. A male lion will kill the cubs of another male if he finds them in his pride. He'll kill them because he wants to pass on his genes. And that's what even male human beings, men, are still instinctively driven to pass on their genes. They don't want other kids popping up in their little pool of kids. Mm-hmm. And so that's at an instinctive level. At a social level, a man doesn't want an overly experienced woman because so many other men have had her. Mm-hmm. And that is not a good look for him.
Well, society tells us now that we're not supposed to be concerned about that for women, that's called shaming when you say, well, you had too many men or you've been ran through. There are people who said there's no such thing as ran through. Personally, I believe you get the DNA of every person you've been with. And if you've been with many, many people, that can make you have some issues bonding with whoever you're supposed to bond with.
The science behind that is called male microchimerism. And, so if you think of micro is little at the cellular level, chimeras, little odd critters that don't quite belong. So those things stay in a woman's body forever. And so there's that argument. I mean, yeah.
If you think of somebody who has a high body count, because they brag about it or whatever, is that person a stable, well-behaved, mild person, or are they kind of out there?
Here's what I've observed. What I've observed is that in the women that I've known who've had large body count, they like having lots of partners, and they never really get over enjoying having with lots of men. So someone like that is very, very difficult to marry and think that she will only belong to you. She spent years, most modern women of marriage age have spent years having relations with lots of other men. So marrying them is a risk. Modern men are not trying to take that risk. That's just what it is.
Well, they say that they'll sleep the woman who is the garden tool, and they will marry the quote unquote good girl.
Right. Ideally, men shouldn't have double standards. So as a guy, you really shouldn't be out here sleeping around with chicks before you marry one. Obviously don't do that. Find a good one and marry her. That's really how it should be. On the other hand, modern women, and a lot of times, are trying to imitate what they think young men are doing.
Oh yeah, we've been told we can do what men do.
Right. So they want to have a roster. And those women are never attractive. They're never appealing to the average man. The average man does not want to bring home that woman who's had, numerous experience with multiple guys. She can complain about it all she wants and call the men all kinds of names, but no man is ever going to want to bring that woman home to be his permanent wife.
Well, and the older you get, if you are in the dating market, your roster's going to grow. Unless you're just doing these, we shake hands at the end of the night date. And who's doing that?
It's a tough time to be trying to find a mate. I think the answer for men and women is to limit the number of people that they're having relationships with. If you want to seek a husband or a woman, or a man, if you want to seek a wife, then seek a husband, seek a wife, someone who's that good material, and marry them. Go ahead and marry them, and stop with the sleeping around.
Lock in.
Lock in, as our friend says, because all of the sleeping around is hurting everyone.
I really appreciate the discussion here and how she's listening intently to what the man is saying, her husband is saying, how she's genuinely interested and she's not looking to respond. She's looking to understand. And so when a man speaks, he says, listen, this is not something that we like. It's not something that most men prefer. Here's what it is. Here's what most men prefer. If you want the answer without shaming us, like what we really think, if you want to know why we're not coming up to you, it's because we can't get this type of information out of you guys. You guys continue to lie to us. We want a woman, and he said it right there, not overly experienced. That too many times modern women out here try to make it seem like men are asking for like the highest just by saying, don't be with everyone in town. That would be something that a lot of women ask for. Well, I don't want every girl in town to have experienced him. Maybe here and there, or, and maybe there's a threshold. Maybe there's more of a, I don't want to say an understanding, but more of an allowance for men who have been with multiple women, right? But on the man's side, he's like, well, I don't really value that. That's not something that I want. So don't bring that to me. You want a man that's, financially stable, more than financially stable. That's your standard. And I'm asking you, and Kevin Samuels talked about that. Here's the deal. If I'm coming to you as a financially stable man, as a man that's able to provide to your specifications, then I'm looking for you to give me what I think is worth it. If I'm going to be investing in something, I want it to be worth it. He talked about having a game plan for risks. That is a game plan. I'm asking you what you've been doing. And once I see that you've been out here, in my opinion, acting a fool, I'm going to back away. You're going to shame me. You're going to insult me. The whole shame, insult, guilt, and need to be right. But that's not something that I care about. What I care about is wasting my money. And quite literally, in some instances, my 401k, my retirement, half of the stuff that I have, I'm worried about wasting that on you, because you're going to get in here, start messing around, and we're going to have to split. You're going to divorce me like I did something wrong. And I'm going to have to give away what I built 20, 30, 40 years. And then I'm left with nothing. But you want me to just throw caution to the wind and say, oh no, it's all right. Go ahead. Do whatever you want to do with whoever you want to do it with. I'm going to accept all that. That is a bad investment. That is a high risk to take for most men.
I just saw a video of a woman who was running in a marathon, and when she looks over, she notices a friend of hers flew in from London to watch her finish. The friend flew in for like 24 hours, and she sees the friend and she immediately starts bawling. She's like crying and running, and you could tell she's like overjoyed that her friend would do such a thing. I think sometimes when men are questioning why women are choosing to be single.
Hey, stop there. What did men do again? How are we involved in people running and a friend going to support a friend? What did men do again? How did we get into this conversation of a friend from London to go and support the other one that is running like us? What did men do again? How did we get into this equation? How did we get into this? How? What did we do? Is this obsession, or you had a bad father in your life? Because I don't understand. Your bad choices. Some of you women go and choose bad men. Some of you are being raised by bad fathers, and you think every man is like that. Some of you choose very stupid men, and you. How did we get involved in people running? And now,
Woman in the comments says, I'm a woman, but also confused as to why men were mentioned and what they have to do with this situation. Another woman says, at this point, even me as a woman, I'm in shock. Another woman says, I got confused. I got confused as well. Another woman says, I'm a woman, but girl, what did men do? Another woman said, even as a woman, I'm confused. And countless other women in the comments confused as to how we got here. How did this become about men? Because when modern women are miserable, everything is about men.
Hear ye, hear ye. No, I'm just kidding. But does anyone want to get married? I shamelessly present to you my live-in wife application. Now, before y'all judge me, if y'all can get on the internet and manifest your dream life, I can get on the internet and manifest a contract marriage. And before y'all call me a gold digger, I plan on working. Hear me out. Just get through the application first, okay? Okay. I don't care what you look like or how old you are. I look like this. And I'm pretty strong. So, you know, I can help lift things. Housing and daycare is really crushing me, so here I am, presenting myself to you. I only ask that you have either your own house or are willing to pay all of the rent. What do I bring to the table? Glad you asked. Some people think I'm pretty, so there's that. No, I'm just kidding. I cook, I clean, I pack lunches like a pro. I have to pack mine and my kids already, so I'll be happily packing yours as well if that's what you need. I'm working hard to be a blue-collar girl in the trades, but I'm starting as an apprentice, which means I don't make a lot, so I can barely afford daycare, let alone daycare and rent. Hence why I'm here. But that does mean that eventually your girl will be making a good check, okay? Just gotta stick with it. I have no family drama. I barely have a family outside of my children. Also why I'm here. I'm jealous of you that have villages. I need one. We'd barely be home between work, daycare, and school. Only full days with us would be on the weekends. And we can make ourselves busy that day. I won't nag you. I won't even talk much. You like silence? Say less. But I'm also open to talking, and I'll be your own personal therapist if you need, because I'm a firm believer that men are allowed to have feelings if that's what you're into. I'm loyal. I've never cheated on anyone. But I have been cheated on, though, while pregnant with my second child. Fun times. That's how I ended up as a single mom in this economy. I don't want any more kids, but if you have any children, I will love them like my own. But you have to pay for their daycare, because I can barely afford daycare for mine. Deal? Deal. Okay. When you get old and sick, I will happily wipe your ass. I'm in it for the long run. I will also schedule your doctor's appointments if you're afraid to talk to people on the phone. I got you. I don't drink, so I am a reliable designated driver. Bonus perks. Hope you're still here. I don't do yard work, but that's because I'm allergic to grass. But I have no problem taking out the trash. If you've got a project car, awesome. I apprenticed at an auto shop in high school, and I know how to hold a flashlight steady. Maybe you're not a car guy. That's okay. If you get a flat tire, I can change it for you. I promise I won't complain that you have too many power tools, because I don't believe there's such a thing. I'm not great at folding fitted sheets, but I can make a pizza from scratch. You know, priorities. I can do all the grocery shopping, and I can even make you a cup of coffee every morning and bring it to you in bed before I head out the door to work. If you ever need somebody to cheer you on for finishing a project, I'm your hype woman. I'm the queen of making $5 dinners taste like 15. I season food for my soul. I have lots of seasonings. I come with seasonings. That should count for something. I laugh at my own jokes, so you don't have to. And I don't really watch TV, so you can always pick the movie. And I'll never snoop through your phone, but I will snoop through your toolbox. So, I am emotionally unavailable for nonsense, but I am deeply available for surviving in this economy. I'm not looking for love unless you want to love me. In that case, I'm a lover girl at heart. But I'm looking for serious inquiries only. If you came here to judge me, please go somewhere else. I'm just a mom trying to survive this economy. Thank you for your consideration. References available from Jesus, my children, and several guardian angels. Thank you.
Well, if you come with seasonings, then the deal is done. That means you know how to cook, you know how to season your food. I don't know, man. There it is. Belonging place is her handle here. So if anybody's interested, then there it is. You know, I love the attitude. I love the positivity. I love the the presentation, right? You know, she said, well, this is what I have. I do have kids, you know, this is what I'm working with. This is what I would like. And, you know, when she starts to talk about it, it becomes something that a man can sit and kind of laugh. And she's got a sense of humor. And the man can relax and be like, okay, she's genuine. You know, and this is, there's some men out there that are, they're willing to date a single mom, right? But these are the types of women, and I don't really know her, so I'm just speaking off of basically what I see in the video. These are the types of women that even though they have kids, they find somebody because they're not so overly picky about it. A man can deal with it. A man can say, okay, well, here's my plan. Here's what I'm thinking. Let me know if you agree or not. He lays out his plan. She sits back and she considers and she says, I like that. Let's do it together. And the man says, that sounds good to me. So they begin to merge their lives together. And they have I ain't gonna say like a super happy life, right? But they're able to make each other happy. They're able to, dare I say, complete each other because they know, okay, I'm good at this, you're good at that. Let's cover each other. Let's protect each other. And at the end of the day, and that's the comment that she made in talking about, I'm here to listen to you. I'm here to be your therapist because I know men have feelings and those feelings matter. Bingo. With so many women out here talking about, I don't care nothing about his feelings and nothing about what he got going on. Just pay this rent. Just make sure the light's on every month. I'm not your therapist for you to be dumping on me. Just make sure that light bill is paid. Make sure we have the finest steakhouses every week. And I'll see if I can give you 5 minutes for you to talk to me about what's going on in your life.
Story time. I'm slowly learning. I don't know what it is. Like, I'm in my 30s. I'm 31. I got 2 kids. I'm a single mom. And, like, I'm good with that. Like, I'm content. But these married men, just for some reason, I don't know if I can get it. What about me that draws married men in? So I'm at work, serving someone, making money, trying to provide for my fucking kids as a single mom. And these 2 men come in. Look like decent dudes, you know. It was late in the day. I was a little aggravated. Well, one of them had a hat on, and it said, husband, minister, father, on top. And I had a fucking cross. So I'm like, okay, these are some good dudes, you know? Well, we get to talking. Somehow we brought up, like, shoes, and I was talking about, I don't remember how, I guess with school starting back. And I was just like, I was telling him I had to buy my son shoes. He grew out all of his. And they were telling me the best place, like the Woodstock outlet. Shit like that. So, I bring the check. And he puts his card down, the guy with the hat. The other guy, I don't know about him. He didn't really talk to me very much. Maybe he was a good dude. So the guy with the hat was like, when you come back, I want to tell you something. And I'm like, all right. So I go, I run the card. And I'm just ready to go the fuck home. Like, I ain't sitting here trying to have a conversation. Like, I'm feeling like frustrated really because I just wanted to get the fuck out. I'm ready to go. So I'm like, I bring the car back and I'm like, all right, what do you want to tell me? So he starts talking about, long story short, he's like telling me that his son grew out of, he had bought his son shoes. They ended up being too small. They were a size 8. And I was like, oh, well, my son wears a size 8. What do you know? And he was like, well, you know, God placed it on his heart to give me the shoes. So I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my God placed it on his heart to give me the shoes. That's so cool, you know. Y'all. So that same day, he sends me pictures of the shoes because I gave him my phone number. So he's like, well, you know, send me a text, I'll have your number so I can call you to meet up, you know, and bring the shoes to work is what we had talked about, and bring the shoes up to my job. So I'm like, cool. You know, I thought this was like an innocent transaction. This man's going to help me with the shoes. God told him to. Great. He's married. Got kids. No harm. You know, so he sends me text messages that night when I got, or he texted with me a little bit that day, sent me pictures of the shoes. Great, cool. Then he sends me a text and he's like, you know, if you got a boyfriend or if you're married, tell him I mean no disrespect, trying to help, yeah, you know. And I'm like, oh, that's a little weird, but yeah, maybe, I don't know, you never know people. So I'm like, no, I'm a single mom, you know, just trying to make it. So I'm trying to get these fucking shoes. I'm a single mama. Like, I want these shoes. Like, don't you worry about what I got going on. Bring me the fucking shoes. So he's like, all right, well, if you know, then he's texting me and he's like, well, if you ever need someone to talk to, you know, I can be here. I know I'm married, but so I'm like, whatever. I ended up not messaging this man back anymore. So he texted me the next day and he's like, hey, just let me know when you get off. We can meet up somewhere. And I'm like, no. You said you were coming to my job and dropping the shoes off. So I texted him back and I was like, why don't you just come up here? I get off at 2, I can run out and grab the shoes. He was like, all right. So he said, sure. So he brings me to my job. I go outside at like 2 o'clock. And we're outside and he's talking about, I know I'm married, but I think you look good. And I'm like, I'm just staring at him dumbfounded, like, bitch. He got a whole fucking wife. And his son was in the fucking car. I'm looking at him, I'm like, and he looked at me and he's like, wait, he was like, there's nothing, or no, golly, I suck at storytelling. But he was like, there's nothing wrong with thinking someone's beautiful, platonic. And I'm looking at him like, give me the fucking shoes. Like, there ain't nothing platonic here. So then he asked me why I'm looking at him like that. And I'm like, I'm like dumbfounded. So then the next day rolls around. And I shit you not, this man at like 10 o'clock at night tried to call me twice. Up there and I watched it rain. I'm like, why's he calling me? Calls me twice, sends me a text, asked me, because I work today, it's Sunday. He asked me how busy it was on Sunday. Got the text, didn't respond until the next morning. So this morning I wake up and I respond. I'm like, good morning. And I'm like, it's, I'm still trying in my head to think like, I don't know. So I was just like, good morning, and I was trying to steer him in another direction. So I was like, yeah, we get pretty busy around 9 a.m. I knew he wouldn't be up ready to fucking go at 9 a.m. I was like, we get pretty busy around 9 a.m., and it's nonstop. And he was like, thanks. And I didn't respond because I didn't want him to come up to my fucking job. Then he sends me another text. And he's like, me and my family will be up there around 11:30. So I don't say nothing. So I'm like, this man about to bring his wife up here. Fine, whatever. I don't say nothing. I got the shoes. We're good. Brings his wife up there. Luckily did not sit in my section, but they sat next to my section, which is weird. I stop by the table. I say hi to his wife. I meet her. I don't say anything because no harm, no foul. Nothing was like, I didn't do nothing wrong. Tell me why when they leave, I get a text. It's like, hey, call me when you can. So I'm like, he had mentioned giving me some clothes that his son had. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, maybe he's going to tell me about the clothes. Maybe him and his wife got the clothes up for me, No. This motherfucker come in with a cross on his hat, his whole ass wife and his son come in to my job, then wanted me to call him. I call him, wanted to tell me how fine my ass looked in my jeans. And wanted to tell me that there's nothing wrong with, me boosting his ego and him boosting mine and telling me how good I look. Yeah, bitch, there's a lot wrong with it. Anyways, why is it always a married man? Why can't I meet a single man that means fucking well, wants to love me? Why does it gotta be a married fucking man? This ain't the first time. I don't want him married.
I was watching her. The funny thing about her video when she was talking, I don't know why it hit me, but as I listened to her talk, there was some sort of vibe that I was getting from her. Like, she's talking about how terrible this man is, right? And under no circumstances, I would say, do I want to excuse the man. And I want to say what I'm about to say about her is separate from what he should have been doing. Does that make sense? Shouldn't be out there, especially if you're a married man, right? You're in a relationship, pursuing other women. Don't want to condone that or make excuses for that, right? You need to be held accountable for that. But I think there was just something about what she was doing, just the way she was talking and her movements, that had me thinking she's got like a, not promiscuous, but like a flirty, almost seductive vibe. Like, if you pay attention to the way she talks, the way she looks, well, I'm 31, and just the long drawn out talk. And I actually might speed the video up because it's pretty long. She's talking very slowly, but it's just the way that she conducts herself makes you feel like she's not necessarily being upfront and honest about what was actually happening. Like, if we looked at the video, would we see her being flirtatious with him? Well, I'm just trying to get a check, that's why I was doing it. Or I was really wanting to get out of there. I really didn't like him. They were being weirdos. That's what she's saying with her mouth. But when you actually go back and look at the video of her serving them, what was she actually doing? What were the things that she was actually saying? Because if she's putting off this type of stuff, and this is probably sometime in May, and she's saying, help me get to 10,000. I also went to her profile, and the first thing that I saw was her Cash App in her bio. And I think she has her Venmo in her bio as well. No, it's just her Cash App. But anyway, she said something in another video, one of her other videos, where I was like, that don't sound right. I think my entire point is that these women will get online and they'll say certain things and they'll make it seem like the man just out of nowhere made a pass. And, you know, it's quite possible that he did actually make a pass, like unprompted. And once again, the man was married. So regardless of what she was doing, he shouldn't have done that, right? Talk about being a minister, pastor, or whatever it is, father, husband, shouldn't be doing that, right? But the way modern women make men, they position them as like, I never did anything. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't flirting. I wasn't being flirtatious. I didn't do anything wrong. It's just the man that was coming after me. He's the creep. And then you go down the timeline and see a video like this. For what? I mean, my God, if we think about it, what if your child gets online and sees this? I mean, both of them are TikTok age. They can get on TikTok and see this type of stuff. What if they get on your profile, just be scrolling through your phone? What then? Come on, guys. Y'all like to talk about how men are and how terrible they are, but y'all don't want to hold yourselves accountable.